Come on in. Get comfortable wherever you are right now, whether you're driving or getting ready or just stealing 5 minutes for yourself in the middle of a busy day. Grab a hot cup of tea or coffee, whatever you have, and just settle in. I want you to know that I have been sitting with the collective energy for the past few days, and I keep getting pulled back to one specific group of people, one specific thread of energy that just keeps on coming back up. And I feel like this video is for you. Maybe not for everyone, but someone listening right now is going to hear something and hear that their future self has been trying to get them to hear or to listen to. So let's just get into it because what's coming through is actually really beautiful, even if where you are right now doesn't feel that way. The first thing I want to speak to is the energy that so many of you may be carrying lately. It's this feeling of disorder, like things are slightly out of sequence, or like your rhythm has been disrupted, and you can't quite put your finger on why that is. Maybe your routine feels off, or maybe you've been waking up feeling unsettled or anxious without any clear reason. Maybe things in your life just feel unstable, or maybe even the things that were stable are starting to shift in ways that you didn't plan for. And a part of you is resisting. You're resisting it while another part of you is almost expecting it. I don't know if that makes sense for someone listening, but that's what's coming through. What I'm getting for the people that are tuning into this energy right now, or that this energy is resonating with, is that what you've been interpreting as chaos isn't actually chaos. It's realignment. And, I want to sit with that for a second because I know that word, realignment, is a word that can feel like it's a word that people use to make you feel better about the things that are falling apart. Realignment. But your future self is showing me that this is the disruption you're feeling right now is happening because something new is solidifying itself behind the scenes. You can't exactly see it yet, but it's there. It's already in motion. And the only reason it feels like chaos is because your nervous system is registering the speed of that shift, not necessarily the direction of the shift. The direction is good. Your future self, she wants me to tell you that directly. The direction is really, really good. What I keep coming back to when I sit with this energy is something about lineage, about patterns that were handed to you before you even had a say in the matter. I don't know who I'm speaking to here specifically, but there's someone listening who comes from a line of people who played it small. Not because they weren't capable, but because they were never given permission to be more. And actually, something funny just happened. When I said that, I saw the movie Holes. I don't know if you've seen that, but there's a Disney movie. I think it's Disney, and it's called Holes, Holes, and it's a movie about family that has like bad luck or something like that. I haven't seen it in many years, but that is what came to mind when I was talking about this lineage, that this family line was just a bunch of people who played it small. So they were very capable, but they weren't given permission to be more, or they gave that permission away, or the world they lived in simply didn't make space for who they really were, if that makes sense. And somewhere along the line, you absorbed that, kind of like it was passed down onto you. That smallness, that habit of pulling back right before the breakthrough, that reflex to shrink down when you're on the verge of taking up real space. Here's what I'm getting from your future self. You are breaking that pattern right now, this very minute. Not dramatically, not in some big, obvious way, not with flashing lights, but quietly in the choices that you're making every single day. You are becoming the first person in your family line to fully answer the call of your own soul. And your future self, she wants you to understand how significant that is, not just for you, for everyone who comes after you, for everyone in your life that you may have an impact on. Something else is coming through strongly, and I feel like this is going to land for a very specific person or a very specific group of people. You have been working towards something for a long time. Maybe it's a goal, a dream, a version of your life that you've been carrying in your chest for longer than you can sometimes remember. And there have been moments where you wondered if it was ever going to happen, where other people around you seemed to move faster, arrive sooner, and you stood there holding this thing and felt both certain and impossibly far away. Like it's a sure thing, you believe it, but also it's almost feels like it won't happen at all or that it will take too long to happen at the same time. And what I'm getting is that the reason it hasn't arrived yet in the way that you've been expecting is not because it's not coming. It is. It's because you've been trying to get there through the version of yourself that existed before the season that you're currently in or coming into. And your future self is showing me that that goal, whatever it is meant to be received by who you are becoming, not who you were when you first asked for that thing, that goal, that whatever it is, not when you first wanted it, not when you first had that idea, not when you first longed for it. There's a version of that dream that you could have had years ago through force, through pushing, through doing it the way the world told you to do it. And it would have looked like success from the outside, but it wouldn't have felt like it on the inside because it would have come from the mind, from strategy, from effort, from control. What's coming now is different. It's coming from a deeper place, from a place in you that finally aligned enough to hold on to that thing, to achieve that goal, to have that success in whatever that is. And your future self, she says, trust what's taking shape, even if you can't see it yet, and especially if you can't see it yet. Okay, I don't know who needs to hear this, but I'm going to keep getting it and I'm not going to ignore it. You don't know how magnetic you are right now. There are people in your life and some people on the outskirts of your life who are watching you. Not in like a creepy way, like I've got a stalker and I should be alarmed. Not like that, but in a way that should quietly confirm something you've been trying to convince yourself isn't true. People who are inspired by you, people who see something in how you move through difficulty or how you move through uncertainty. Like they're impressed on how you handle the different kinds of seasons that most people don't come out of the same way that you do, if that makes sense. And most of them haven't said anything. Like you don't know that they feel this way or think this way, or maybe you don't know that they're paying attention. Because how do you tell someone, I see what you're doing and it's making me want to do it too? Like some of us aren't comfortable doing that. So, how do you explain that just being around someone makes you believe in yourself more. I mean, we all know people like that. I mean, I do. I know somebody that every time I watch her, I'm in just such awe that I want to be just like her. She inspires me to be a better person, have a better attitude, be cheerful, be joyful. Like we all know like somebody where we're kind of like, "Oh, I wish I was more like so and so." But I'm getting it clearly. There is someone in your world who has been watching you, who is thinking, how does she do it? How does she keep going? How does she get back up? How does she stay that grounded with everything around her that's, in chaos or is shifting? And your future self wants you to hear this. That is not an accident. That's not luck. That is the result of every single thing you've done quietly behind the scenes on yourself that nobody sees, that nobody saw. So it's all that behind the scenes work, the self work, the work on yourself that people don't see. It's that inner work, the sleepless nights you spent choosing yourself, the moments you decided to keep going when giving up would have been so much easier. All of it is radiating out of who you are right now. You are a frequency that other souls are responding to, and you may not even feel it. You may not even know it, but your future self can see it clearly. So, what is your future self actually asking of you right now? Because I feel like she has three very specific things she wants you to walk away from this video with. The first thing is stop explaining yourself to people who are invested in misunderstanding you. Oof, that that stings a little for me personally anyways. I'm going to read that one again. Stop explaining yourself to people who are invested in misunderstanding you. There are certain people or environments in your life that are never going to understand the path you're on. Not because they're bad people, but because the path you're on operates on a frequency that requires a level of inner work that they haven't done yet. And that's okay. But your future self is asking you to stop spending energy trying to justify a calling that doesn't require justification. She says to protect your peace with the same intentionality as you protect everything else you love. The second thing is that she wants you to revisit something, a dream, a desire, an idea that you filed away under that's not realistic or that's not for me or not right now. And I don't know who this is for, but I keep hearing it's still yours. You didn't lose it, it didn't expire. And the version of you showing up now, the grounded, aligned, finally ready version, she's the one who gets to have it. And thirdly, this is the one she feels most strongly about. Stop waiting until you feel ready to take up space. Readiness is not a feeling, it's a decision. And she made it. And everything in her life shifted the moment that she did. So before I close out, I want to come back to where we started. That feeling of chaos, that sense that things are slightly out of order. Your future self wants to leave you with this image. Think about what it looks like right before a garden blooms. The soil is disrupted, things are broken apart. From the outside, it doesn't look like growth, it looks like disruption. But underneath, everything is moving. Everything is reaching. Everything is becoming. And that's where you are right now. You are in the breaking open part. And your future self, the one who is standing inside the bloom, she wants you to know it was worth it. Every uncomfortable moment, every season of not knowing, every time you chose to keep going without any guarantee that it would work out, it was worth it. Come back Wednesday and Sunday. She has more to say. Until then, stay magnetic, friends.